my name's Nina from 88.9 WERS, and we're here at the Life is Good Festival with Good Old War. How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Good. So I guess to start things off, you guys haven't gone on stage yet, so how are you feeling about going on here at the Life is Good Festival?
Thank you. Really excited, really ready to go.
Yeah, I think this is a sweet environment. I brought my little 2-year-old here, been running around all morning. Just pumped that it's a very family-friendly place, you know? Do you want to add anything?
I completely agree with what you guys said.
Thank you. So, a lot of your music is very, very feel-good, and, it rubs off on people instantly at your live shows. It has, it just is kind of, naturally happens where you're playing, and even from songs that are, a little bit slower, something like Amazing Eyes, up to stuff that's, Coney Island, where it's, very, very fast and energetic. That your live performance, you all kind of, come together, and it really encourages the crowd to enjoy themselves and sing along, even if they aren't too familiar with your work. So how does that feel, and is it any different at a festival when you go about doing that?
I'd say it's a little bit different at a festival because you don't know if everyone in the audience is there to see you / know who you are. So it's whenever people are really feeling it, it's good because you think that you're winning people over and they're having fun even though they've never heard your band before. So that's a good, fun thing to do.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would have said. Yeah,
I completely agree with that.
Yeah, we're all in agreement on that.
And then going along with that too, do you guys set out to do that? Because listening on the record versus at a live show, for people, it's I've seen you a number of times, and every time it's just very, very happy and energetic, and it feels like you guys are very close and very friendly versus some people over time, I don't know, just playing and touring constantly wears on you. But it seems like every show you guys are happy and grateful and really, really excited to do what you do. So is that something where you just always get along, or is it you have to work about it, take some time apart?
You gotta do, yeah. You gotta work on it, and you gotta take some, when it comes down to it, when you get on the stage, you gotta let all of your differences go and play good music for people, you know what I mean? You gotta put on a good show. That's what we do, and for the most part, we get along pretty good. But everybody has, in any relationship, you have moments where it's, a little bit weird, and you gotta work it out. But for the most part, it's we try not to bring that up onto the stage because we don't want people to be we're just standing up there putting on some weird, awkward show. You know what I mean? You can't do that. So you gotta just get up there before we go on the show. We have a little pre-show ritual. We get pumped up. We try to have the best show we've ever played ever before. So it's kind of how we approach it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And also, I don't think it's a conscious thing. Even if we, hate each other before we go on stage, it just kind of naturally melts away once you get that vibe from the audience and you start playing music because, that's what it's about, right? Music's supposed to make you feel good, and it does, So you just stop thinking about it, concentrate on the music, and it just all goes away, and then you go back to hating each other after the show. Yeah.
So then another thing with your music, are the harmonies in almost all of your songs that you guys have, and they seem to come off at least very effortless, but did that require a lot of work to sing with each other and figure out how to do this and how to nail it every time and get all these different pitches to work together?
Yeah, I mean, at first there was kind of a feeling wow, this could work with the harmonies, because we were just kind of jamming cover songs, and we just add harmonies to it and be oh, this sounds good. And then that kind of became a thing that we did, so we definitely started focusing in on getting harmonies tight together, And it's definitely not easy, but it's something that after a while it becomes kind of second nature, I guess. Like anything else, if you practice it, it just becomes easier, so.
I also feel the more we practice, because we practice all the time at home, the more we practice, we just keep it up. I feel if we were to not practice, that it wouldn't be as easy for us to just blend right away, you know what I mean? So practice makes perfect in that,
Completely agree.
Thanks. And then, so a lot of this just the continual practicing and stuff like that kind of ties into that life is good is very, very, very much about optimism, being able to completely change your life and the lives of others. And they're really, really all about that here. And so I was wondering if you guys have any like quotes or if there's something you do before a show. Like I know you're saying that that you tell yourself or remind yourself of that kind of puts you in a happy place and gets you to realize that life is good after all, you know.
Well, for me, I feel like being thankful a lot of the times is like it puts me in a good spot. If I'm not already in a good spot, just thinking about being thankful for individuals, for the situation I'm in or whatever, makes me feel better. You know, it physically and eases my mind, and you know, I feel like that's a good thing to do, is just to think about the things that you're thankful for. And,
Thanksgiving is like your favorite holiday?
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think, you know, we always try to make sure we connect with each other right before we go on stage too. You know, we have something that we say to each other every time, and that helps a lot, like for us to just sort of be like. And I think like if I ever get bummed out or whatever I try to remind myself of the fact that like before we were doing this, I was a waiter, and you know, like it's like we're so lucky to get to do this, and like that always like brings me back to like a happy place, and how lucky we are to get to do this job and like get to play music that we write, that we, you know, that we enjoy playing. It's just such a lucky place to be.
So then, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
No, go for it. Do you want to? No. So then, with that as well, do you guys have anything that you're working on right now for future release? Are you in the studio recording, or are you planning on hitting the road again soon?
Yeah, we're working on a record right now. It's we're kind of doing it like in like houses and stuff like that, and then we're gonna go into a studio. So it's like we're taking our time on it, but yeah, we're making some stuff right now. Just doing these one-off shows, you know, coming out to Boston, playing Life's Good Festival, getting pumped up, going back home, recording, you know.
You said it, Mama.
Yeah, I said it.
So you said recording in houses. Is this like your friends' houses? Are you breaking and entering? Is this like lots of breaking and entering?
We drive down the street, and the biggest house we can find, we just kick the door in, tie the people up who live there, and just set up shop. And it's fun that way, you know. And they don't press charges usually after, so.
Yeah, because they like the songs.
Yeah.
As long as the songs are good.
Yeah, they're like tied up, tapping them all. Yeah.
Feed them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, force feed them, but it's dark, but it gets light, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's how you know if your music works, if it takes the dark moment, makes them happy. Awesome. And then, so WRS is a non-commercial station, and we try to play a lot of local acts as well as bigger artists throughout the nation too. And so it's something that we really try to strive to follow and bring music that people haven't heard or they are familiar with together in one place. So I was just curious if either growing up as a child or as a musician, if non-commercial radio has kind of helped you change, you know, where you were to where you are now.
I usually only listen to like the oldie station with my mom, but I know Dan listened to non-commercial radio, so maybe he can field this one. Go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, I think like most of the bands that I listened to growing up that helped me learn about music, I listened to on a station in Philadelphia called 88.5. It's XPN. They're like the non-commercial radio station out there, and they like, I mean, all my favorite bands, they played like a lot of local bands. I didn't know the difference between a local band and a national band. They don't draw the line there, and they treat every band like something important, and that was like a big deal in seeing, like, you know, if it's a good band, it's a good band, and not a lot of stations really work that way. So that's one of the cool things I think about non-commercial radio.
I agree.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for stopping by. I'm Nina from 88.9 WERS, and we're here with Good Old Wart. Life is good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.